Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Wellness Stories. I'm Sherry Danzig, and I'm joined with some fabulous consultants. We're all passionate about these products that are from Niken. The company is Niken, and they're all about bringing us powerful products that power up our homes and power up our bodies with natural energy so that we can feel better and recover faster and rest more, and all of that is fabulous. So I want to share a story. I have a brand new consultant who couldn't be on tonight, but it's an interesting story because she knew about Niken from years ago. She loves the products. We met, and she was interested in the magnets because that's what she tried before, and I said, "I really want you to try the water." So I brought her some things to loan her, and then I checked with her, and she was loving the pillow, she was loving the back magnet, she's all excited about it all. And I said, "Well, what about the water?" And she says, "Well, I haven't wanted to try it." And so when I said, "I'm coming over, I'm gonna help you set it up." But she was nervous about it because she lives in a condo, and she was concerned. She said the water can come out of the faucet looking everything but clear. Doesn't she was afraid that the filter would not do a good enough job of filtering. And so I went over there and I showed her this video. There's a video out there that's from the scientist who invented our earlier system, the Aquapore system. It's still a gravity, filtration system. And in this demo, they're grabbing water from the Singapore River. They've got it like a demo set up right next to the river. And he actually, for good measure, he goes in there and reaches and grabs a handful of mud and throws that in the top of the filter. So it's this murky water at the top part, and then it filters through, and then it comes out clear. And he's got people sampling, and they're all like, "Well, it doesn't taste like river water. It tastes great." So when I showed her that, she goes, "Okay, my water coming out of my tap is not that bad." She has loved the water, and I actually have a picture that we're gonna do a video tomorrow. So let's see if I can show you a picture really quick, because it was funny. She said she was cleaning up her house when I was coming over, and so she didn't want me to see this, and then she went to the that's not what I wanna show you. She went to her trash bin and got a picture out because she didn't want me to see this, but can y'all see this? So this is what is usually in her kitchen, but you can see all these bottles of water here, and she's like, every 2 weeks she's spending a fortune on this water. But here's what is so interesting to me. She's the first person I've ever talked to in 20 years of talking to people about water that she actually buys jugs of water to cook with. She didn't she Most people I say, "Well, you think about what you're gonna drink with, but then you open the tap up to cook, to fill up a pot to cook, boil some potatoes or make soup or wash your fruits and vegetables." She actually knew better and was buying bottled water. Not that that's the best solution, but she knew not to use her tap for that. So that was pretty crazy. So she is so excited. She loves the water so much. She's like ready to tell a million people. So anyhow, she's loving it, can feel a difference, and I think that's so cool. We're going to switch gears and talk a little bit about the air system. There's a tremendous special. So depending on when you listen to this recording, the company has for customers with a special program a really great deal. And so just because you think you keep a clean house doesn't mean that there's not a lot of stuff in the air. As a matter of fact, there's been research that has shown that our air inside our home could be, like many times worse than the air outside of your home. And we all know what's going on in many areas. I don't know where you live, but I know Atlanta, there's lots and lots of cars. Our air is some of the worst in the country. And big cities are like that. So can you imagine if it's really bad air and then it's even worse indoors? So if you're not using an air filtration system in your home, guess what's doing your filtering? Your lungs. So, Pam, did you want to share a quick story?
Yes, I will. I have a friend who said, she really likes Beacon products, and she said, "I'm going to get the air filter." Her husband's a pilot, and she said he breathes bad air and comes back. And she goes, "But I have a really clean house." She said, "I'm going to get one anyway because I know it's going to be good for us." Well, the filter didn't get changed, okay, maybe as often as it should or whatever. But when she did change it just recently, she sent me a picture. I'm sorry, I can't screen share, but it was the old filter on the last filter was black. And the new one, of course, is white. All right. So even though, and they don't open their windows that often. So even though you think that your house is clean, and I position mine right at the vent, and then it blows the negative ions come out the back and hit the ceiling fan is my plan, and the ceiling fan takes them and disperses them all throughout the room. May we never know what we're preventing, but number one, bad air is the most toxic thing that can happen to the body.
Yeah.
That change the filters.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, there's multiple for those that aren't familiar with the filtration system, the air system, it has multiple filters. The first one, the most closest one when you first open it is one that stays with the machine the whole time and it captures like big things. So I have a big hairy dog right under my desk right here. So I'm always cleaning that out like once a month. You want to clean that out. But then there's multiple stages of filtering. And what Pam's talking about is the most inner filter is the most key one. That's the HEPA filter. And that's a good way of looking. The inside, the one on the side that's facing into the workings of the system, that's supposed to stay pretty white, but I always look at it and that filter on the flip side that's facing out, when it's like a black and white thing, when it's just, a complete contrast, it's time to change the filter, right? Debbie, you wanted to share a story as well. You're muted, honey. You're still there you go.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I was just wanting to share that since I visit my daughter's home quite often, but I actually turned that off. I turned the air filtering system off, the NECAN system off when we're out of town because no one uses that room. That door is just closed. But I was figuring that I don't have to change the filter that often because I'm here like 3 weeks at a time, then I'm gone. For a couple of months, but I noticed that the system kept kicking on a little more often than I thought it should be kicking on. So I did open it up today, as a matter of fact, because I was afraid. I did finally open it up, and I looked in, and sure enough, so that first filter that you see, yeah, that had little dust particles that you could, as you rub it, you could see it. And I know that was the one that you do keep with the machine. Mm-hmm. But I did pull the other filtering system out. It wasn't black, but you could see, a little bit of dust collecting on there. So it is important that you get those filters clean. But just one question, is it like typically every 6 months?
Yeah, it's supposed to be changed every 6 months, and you really don't have to turn it off because it's so energy efficient that if I leave town for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever it is, I never turn mine off. I've got them throughout the house, and I never turn them out. So here's the thing: if you want to know what is going on in your air when you open it up, I'm always so grateful when I open mine up and see all the junk that has been captured, especially in that outside filter, because I realize if I didn't have the filter, that's in the air. I mean, it's capturing and taking out of the air, so it's not taxing our system. And we sleep with it in the room, like what you're saying too. I think the one of the best places to have an air filtration system is in the room that you sleep, because breathing and sleeping they kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of important. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to call it a wrap tonight. So thank you. We've talked about a healthy environment. And if that's important to you, come back next week. We'll have more wellness stories at that time. Have a great night, everyone.